I always had this fear that the film might not be accepted by an audience. A very important film for Indian cinema, to push the boundaries, to change the idea of what we consider to be commercial cinema. I'd rather be measured to a high standard than to a low standard. I've worked, I think, with good producers and bad producers. People still pit Amir, Shah Rukh, Salman against one another. I've tried to live my life in such a way that I don't regret anything. Hey, I'm Imran Khan and you're watching me on BollywoodHungama.com.
We have with us the heartthrob of India, Imran Khan, whose latest film Delhi Belly is breaking records at the box office. Wonderful to have you back on Bollywood Hungama, Imran.
Thank you so much for having me yet again.
Look, I'm begging you. किसी की जिंदगी और मौत का सवाल है.
ओ देखो यारा, यहाँ तो ना जी सब लोग इसी तरह का रोना रोते हैं.
We've done a few interviews with you in the recent past for Delhi Bellies. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it with you. In fact, there are so many questions that one had to ask you. Now, first of all, the response has been fabulous to your film. How does it feel?
Incredible. Delhi Belly is a film that has been very, very special for me, that I was very, very proud of throughout the time I was making it. But I always had this fear that the film might not be accepted by an audience.
Right.
Just because it's so out there, it's such an unusual, it's such a different film for India, that I always had a fear in my heart about whether an audience would accept our film. And the way that they have supported us, the way that they are reacting to the film and loving it, and it makes me feel so great to know that our audience is with us, that they will support us, that they'll kind of support us when we try something so unusual.
I must tell you one thing, that I think you've improved on your dancing. We saw it today.
I've done a lot of work on it. As you know, I've never been very comfortable as a dancer.
Right.
I've always been someone who works very hard at it. And I think my hard work has finally started to pay off to the point now where I'm a little more comfortable.
I think sweetie, and it's working in fact. Delhi Belly has been, you guys were having certain doubts about how people will react to it. I think more or less you've got favorable reviews, and apart from that, the public response has been quite positive as well. But there are certain sections of the people who have certain reservations about DK Bose and the language used in the film. So how do you look at this contrast?
You know, that is something that we knew from the moment that any of us read the script. We always knew there would be a large number of people who will find the film objectionable, who will find the film in bad taste, who will not like the film. And that's okay. If these people had not reacted in that way, then I would say that we've gone very wrong. Our intention was to make a film that is in a certain style, that some people might find shocking, but that some people will find very real. And these are the people we've made the film for.
I've been to theatre and I've seen the film with the audience as well, and the first show itself, it was houseful. Does it make you feel good that it's not your regular film? It's not the regular film that will come out like the typical song and dance and those kind of things?
I'm so thrilled because I've always viewed Delhi Belly as a very important film for Indian cinema. And in the build-up to the release, I was always saying that if this film clicks, if the film works, I think that it will inspire a lot of other filmmakers to push the boundaries, to change the idea of what we consider to be commercial cinema.
Right.
And the fact that it has clicked like this, the fact that it opened big, and the fact that it is sustaining well, that makes me feel that now a lot of people are going to stand up and a lot of people will try new stuff. In fact, the majority of the messages that I've been getting and calls from industry people, from other actors, from directors, everyone has said that thank you for raising the bar, thank you for changing the game. Now we feel that people will back our vision. There are a lot of directors out there who want to do different stuff, but sometimes they have not found backing. They've not found people ready to support them. And a lot of them are very excited that now they will find support.
When it comes to your director, that is Abhinay Deo, I read one of the reviews and it said that considering Abhinay Deo has made a game, and when you see a Delhi Belly, there's a total contrast to it in the way he has executed the whole thing. So who's really directed the film?
Well, see, Amir's policy as a director, as a producer, is never to come on set. That held true with Janitu, it held true with Delhi Belly as well. Right. He has never been on set for even a moment. Delhi Belly is very much Akshat and Abhinay's film. Right. Akshat has written the script and he has written a fantastic script. And Abhinay has directed the film very, very well. So it is a team effort, it is a joint effort between this writer and this director. Whatever may have gone wrong with game, who really knows what went wrong there. there are any number of factors that can come into play. What I can say is that Abhinay has directed the film with absolutely no input from Amir, and I think he has done a damn good job of it.
You know, the thing is that Amir may not have been there on the sets, but I think he's damn good at the editing, in fact. What the final product should be, and it's a policy of AKP that the final cut has to go through Amir Khan.
It has to go through him, but ultimately...
And there's no harm, as long as the end product is looking good. I think there's no harm in it as well. But still, like, what inputs has Amir given in terms of editing?
Honestly, my involvement on this is very little, but the process that I know of is that the director shoots the film, the director edits the film, shows it to Amir, and then Amir gives notes and feedback. This is working, this is not working, this is dragging, this is not making sense, this is working, this part needs to be, this is... So Amir gives notes to the director on how to fix it and how to improve it. So the actual work is done by the director with input from Amir.
You're having two, I think, scrumptious kisses in the film as well. Now, someone said that there'll be a competition between Mamu is a better kisser or Bhanja, in fact. Because it's a tough competition, it's like as real as it gets. And they're long kisses. I'm being very objective about it.
Yeah. I mean, better, it's hard to say really. I mean, this is the only time that I've done a kissing scene on screen. Sure. And honestly, I found it quite awkward. It's very strange to kiss someone that you don't know.
But it doesn't seem that you're feeling awkward, in fact. The second one is like you're full on, in fact. You're just getting into the car and...
Well, that's acting, but I mean, I'm glad that it came out that way. But honestly, it is weird. Because it's someone that you're not romantically interested in, involved in.
Sure.
It's you're two people who just know each other in a professional capacity. So it is quite odd.
But Purna, I think apparently she likes your chest hairs and all. That's what she said in our interview that we did.
She hasn't said this to me.
We can show you the video. When you see the Kit Kat romance of Break Ke Baad and when you see Imran Khan in Delhi Belly, there's a vast difference. Like as an actor, you seem to be in total command when it comes to a Delhi Belly, and you're enjoying yourself like anything. In fact,
मैं तेरी लाइफ में कहाँ फिट होता हूँ आलिया?
तुम अपनी ही लाइफ में कहाँ फिट होते हो भे? तुम्हें मुझसे प्यार नहीं है, तुम्हें मेरी आदत है.
झूठ बोलकर मुझसे कह रही हो मेरी प्रॉब्लम है मैं तुमसे प्यार नहीं करता? You're pathetic.
You definitely require a good setup and a certain kind of ambience for performing well.
You know, as an actor, I'm someone who's not trained, who's not really learned anything. So I depend very heavily on my director, on my co-stars, on my script. You know, I feed a lot of that. So a major part of my performance depends on the environment that I'm in.
Sure.
What kind of a script I'm given, what kind of co-stars I have, what kind of direction I'm given. It all, I think, gives me a lot to work with. It gives me a lot of tools that I can use. Sure. So I depend heavily on my team.
At times, does it seem tough to be under the shadows of Amir Khan all the time? That he's your Mamu.
Of course, I mean there are tremendous expectations, and you're always measured at a very high standard.
Sure.
But there's nothing to do about that. And frankly, I'd rather be measured to a high standard than to a low standard.
Right, because the two hit films that you delivered are like Jana Tuya Janana and Delhi Belly is inshallah proving to be a success as well. And then I Hate Love Stories you did with Karan Johar. People will say that Amir Khan ki picture mein Imran Khan ka chalna jo hai wo confirm hai. But other films we still don't know.
Like I said, as an actor, I depend on my team.
Sure.
I Hate Love Stories had Karan Johar's backing, although the story and screenplay were Puneet's. But the kind of scale and that Karan gives to it helps a lot.
Sure.
So I think it is important what kind of a producer you work with. I've worked, I think, with good producers and bad producers. And what I've taken away is that a producer is very important to the success of a film. You have to have a good producer on board.
Do you feel at times that I think too much is being made about your alleged differences with Ranbir Kapoor? At times, the kind of stories which come in, I think that they seem very silly, in fact.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but I can't say that it doesn't make sense. We are two young actors. We're around the same age. We kind of work together. We're contemporaries in the industry, so it's natural that people are going to pit us against one another. People still pit Amir, Shah Rukh, Salman against one another. Right. This guy's been working for 20 years here. So I can understand it's natural that people will always pit the two of us together.
Sure.
The important thing is that we keep our heads on straight. And we don't get affected by what we hear. So if I hear something, I'll call him up and say, dude, I heard this, sach hai ya nahi hai? And he'll clear the air and he'll call me up.
Your mother, she's written some of the films of Amir. In fact, I think she wrote the dialogues of Rak as well. How does she react to your movies and your scripts and all these things? And how she reacted to Delhi?
Scripts, she's never really gotten involved with. She doesn't read them. With my films, she and Avantika are the two most critical people in my life.
Sure.
They are my strongest and harshest critics. They are the two people who are never impressed.
Which is very important, in fact.
It's important to have that, yeah. I mean, I get great reviews from everywhere, and
Sure.
Mom and Avantika are the two people who go, "Nahi, not bad, good effort, but try harder." That is the standard thing, good effort. Now you can do better.
I still remember before Jaane Tu Ye Jaane Na, at the music launch at Shammi Kapoor Saab's house, Amir Khan had given you 6 out of 10 as an actor. Recently, I read one of his interviews. He has given you 8 out of 10. So, he seems to be getting impressed with you. And 8 out of 10 from Amir Khan, I think, is quite a bit.
It is quite a bit. And honestly, I can see a growth as I look back over the films that I've done, over my work. I'm by no means satisfied, but I can look back and say that yes, I have improved, I have grown, and I know that I put work in. So I can say that I can see a lot of growth, but I'm not going to sit back and say, "Okay, haan, bas ho gaya."
We've taken a couple of questions from Imran's fans, from overseas fans, and that is on video, and Imran will respond to them. This is the first one.
That was Maria Khan.
Hey Imran Khan, my name is Maria, and my question to you is, if you could choose 3 actors to act with you in a film, who would they be and why?
For Maria, I would choose Amir, Salman and Hrithik, who are my 3 favorite actors in the industry today. They're guys who I love their films, I love their performances, and they're actors who in different ways inspire me a lot. So why would you not want to work with your favorite actors?
All right, we'll go to the second one.
Hi Imran, I'm a huge fan of you and I cannot wait to watch Delhi Belly and Meri Parde Ki Dulhan. I'm so excited for those films. My question is, did you have any regrets on your journey of acting, from your first film, Jaane Tu Ye Jaane Na, all the way to any of your most recent films? And what were your regrets? Also, could you please wish my dad a happy birthday? His birthday is this Sunday, and it will mean a lot to him and it will mean a lot to me. Thank you so much and all the best for Delhi Belly.
Sarah, it's her dad's birthday today actually. So firstly, Sarah, you didn't tell me your dad's name, but very, very happy birthday to Sarah's father. She's also asked if I've had any regrets in life so far. I've tried to live my life in such a way that I don't regret anything. I think that whatever decisions you make, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but ultimately it all brings you to where you are today, and it makes you the person you are today. And if you regret something, that means you regret who you are today, and I don't regret who I am. I think that there are always going to be victories and there's always going to be losses in your life, but it makes you who you are.
One keeps on going.
Yeah.
One of the fans today asked you that when can we see Amir Khan and Imran Khan just getting together into a film? That can be quite a casting coup as well.
I would love that, man. I would love to work with him. It's just, honestly, we haven't found something good.
Sure.
It is something that would be a lot of fun to do. I think it could make a very cool film, but there's nothing. I haven't found a good script to do. He's on the lookout, I'm on the lookout.
Right, but apparently he's doing some film with Kiran where Mansoor Khan is writing as well, so maybe you can sneak in as well, na?
I read the story. He hasn't told me anything about it. So
He told us, in fact. He told me, in fact. That they're planning, in fact. I think it's finalized.
He hasn't told me. I read the story in the paper. So I was
No,
like,
he told me on camera, in fact. He
Achha.
told us on camera that Kiran is directing it most probably, and Mansoor is writing it as well. And they're still at the stage of just finalizing things. 3-4 months it will be finalized, and then they can take a final call. That's what they've said. And in fact, your mother is writing it as well. Your mom is writing it as well. Part of the writing team.
There's this idea that I got one day, which I really liked, and I bounced it off Kiran. She also liked it. So then we spoke to Mansoor about it. He also liked it. So this is an idea that I came up with, which now the 3 of us and Imran's mother, Nuzhat, she's also going to join us. She worked with us on Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak. She worked on Jo Jeeta.
I think Rak,
the dialogues she's written.
I think I've been so deep in promoting Delhi Belly that I've missed all of this stuff.